Welcome everyone to the Township Council, Monday, April 14th, 2025. This meeting is now called to order. All please rise to salute to the flag. Councilman Vanchery, please lead us in the salute.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, please read the statement of public notice.
Take notice that adequate notice of this meeting has been provided in accordance with NJSA 10:4-8 and NJSA 10:4-10 as follows. A notice of the meeting was prominently posted on the bulletin board at the municipal building located at 225 Main Street, Little Falls, New Jersey on January 14th, 2025. A copy of the notice was sent to the North Jersey Herald and News and the Record on the same date. Additionally, a copy of the notice was filed in the office of the Township Clerk on said date. A link and a telephone number to join the meeting virtually can be found on the Township website at littlefallsnj.gov. Electronic provisions have been established for the public to participate during the public comment portion of the meeting.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, at this time, please call a roll.
Councilmember Patel.
Present.
Councilmember Murphy.
Present.
Councilmember Hablitz.
Present.
Councilmember Vanchery.
Present.
Council President Scoba.
Present. Mayor Damiano, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Council President. This evening, we have a number of individuals here that we need to recognize, including two of our local free throw champions that won here locally and then made it on to other areas of the state to compete at even higher levels, Braden and Vincenzo. And before we bring them up, and before we bring up our 5th and 6th grade girls recreation basketball championship team, we have a couple of proclamations that we're going to read, and then we're going to bring all of you up here and hand out some medals. We're going to have a little fun. We'll take some photos, and then we'll get you on your way. So to start this evening, we have a proclamation recognizing National Donate Life Month. And it reads, whereas, realizing the urgent need for organ and tissue donors across the country, the National Donate Life Month observance promotes a greater understanding about the life-saving benefits of donation and transplantation. Moreover, the need is increasing. And whereas the transplantation of organs and tissue is a miracle of modern medicine made possible through the compassion of organ and tissue donors, enabling surgeons to save thousands of lives every year. One organ donor can save 8 lives, and one tissue donor can restore health to over 75 others. People of all ages, ethnic backgrounds, and religions are touched by donation and the serious shortage of organ donors that exists. According to the New Jersey Sharing Network, currently there are nearly 4,000 New Jersey residents and more than 100,000 Americans awaiting life-saving transplant operations. And whereas every capable person should support this vital effort by registering as an organ and tissue donor, making their family aware of their wishes, and being willing to give the precious gift of health, sight, and life to people in need. And whereas the New Jersey Sharing Network is spearheading an awareness effort in order to educate the general public about the importance of organ donations and its life-saving mission. And now, therefore, be it resolved that during April 2025, as National Donate Life Month, each of us will become better educated about organ and tissue donation. And be it further resolved that I, Mayor James Belford Damiano, do hereby recognize April 2025 as National Donate Life Month in the Township of Little Falls. We got 3 more proclamations for the month of April. It's a busy month here in Little Falls and around the entire state. And we have next an Earth Day proclamation. And it reads, whereas Earth Day originated in the U.S. in 1970 to increase awareness of environmental problems and was renamed by the UN as International Mother Earth Day. And whereas scientists estimate dozens of plants and animals will go extinct each day due to human activity. And whereas humans generate 4.5 pounds of trash per day, and according to Recycle Now, nearly 80% of all plastic waste ever created by humans is still in the environment today. And whereas there are many small things we can do each day that will make a huge difference for our planet, such as to recycle, carpool, use fuel-efficient cars, and stop littering. And whereas every year on April 22nd, Earth Day demonstrates environmental support and how we can protect our planet from further harm. And now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Mayor James Belford Damiano, on behalf of the Township of Little Falls Council, do hereby proclaim April 22nd, 2025 as Earth Day in the Township of Little Falls. So I have to ask, of all of the girls sitting in our front 2 rows, how many of you bring a reusable bottle to school every day that you fill up? I can tell you, of the 9 of you here, that's 9 more than ever used to when I went to school. So you guys are all doing your part to save this earth. Good job, girls. The next proclamation is National Child Abuse Prevention Month. It reads, whereas children are vital to our community's future success, prosperity, and quality of life, as well as being our most vulnerable assets. And whereas all children deserve to have safe, stable, nurturing homes and communities that they need to foster their health, growth, and development. And whereas child abuse and neglect is a community responsibility affecting both the current and future quality of life of a community. And whereas communities that provide parents with the social support, knowledge of parenting, and child development and concrete resources they need to cope with the stress and nurture their children to ensure all children grow up to their full potential. And whereas effective child abuse prevention strategies succeed because of partnerships created among citizens, human service agencies, schools, faith agencies, and the business community. Now, therefore, I, Mayor James Belford Damiano, do hereby proclaim April 2025 as National Child Abuse Prevention Month in the Township of Little Falls and call upon all citizens, community agencies, faith groups, medical facilities, elected leaders, and businesses to increase their participation in our efforts to support families, thereby preventing child abuse and strengthening the communities in which we live. And the final proclamation we have this evening is the Autism Awareness Month proclamation. And it reads, whereas autism is a pervasive developmental disorder affecting the social, communication, and behavioral skills of those affected by it. And whereas as more health professionals become proficient in diagnosing autism, more children are being diagnosed on the autism spectrum, resulting in rates as high as 1 in 54 children nationally and 1 in 32 in New Jersey. And whereas while there's no cure for autism, it is well documented that if individuals with autism receive early and intensive treatment throughout their lives, they lead significantly improved lives. And whereas individuals with autism often require a lifetime of specialized and community support services to ensure their health and safety and to support families' resilience as they manage the psychological and financial burdens autism can present. And whereas Autism New Jersey is spearheading an awareness effort in order to educate parents, professionals, and the general public about autism and its effects. And now, therefore, be it resolved that during April 2025, as National Autism Awareness Month, each of us will become better educated about autism and create a better community for individuals with autism. And be it further resolved that I, Mayor James Belford Damiano, do hereby recognize April 2025 as Autism Awareness Month in the Township of Little Falls. And now it's time to embarrass a couple of individuals by calling them up here and saying a few words about all of them. And this evening, we're going to start with 2 individuals, but we're going to call them up here one at a time. So they're particularly embarrassed as they stand up here with me. And the first person I'm going to call up here is Braden Moreno. Stand right here as I read a few words about how great of a free throw shooter you were and how bad you made Shaquille O'Neal look with his statistics. So on December 7th, 2025, Braden won the Passaic Valley Elks Lodge basketball hoop shoot for the 12 to 13 age group. He then went on to compete at the district level at Park Ridge High School on January 5th, 2025, and advanced once again to the state level. At the state level in South Plainfield High School, he placed 4th in his age group after a tight 3rd-round overtime battle for 3rd place. Braden also competed in the Knights of Columbus Free Throw Challenge this winter, winning the local level at the 12-year-old age group and advancing to the district level at DePaul High School on March 22nd. Congratulations, bud. Pass it to Terry. Wait, hold on. Come hang out. Come up too. They gotta be embarrassed too. And brother, 10 siblings, come on. All right, the next individual we're going to call up here this evening is Vincenzo Castaldo. Rocking the pink Miami jersey tonight. I love it. All right. On January 18th, 2025, Vincenzo competed in the Knights of Columbus free throw basketball contest for the 10-year-old age group. He won the contest with 7 out of 10 shots, which allowed him to advance to the district level. On March 22nd, 2025, Vincenzo competed in the district level at DePaul High School, where he won with 18 out of 25 shots, moving him to compete at the state level. On April 5th, at the Our Lady of Victory's Parish Gym in Sayreville, Vincenzo competed for the New Jersey State Free Throw Championship. After an overtime shootout, Vincenzo came in second place, making 21 out of 25 shots in the regular shootout and 4 out of 5 shots in overtime. Pretty incredible statistic, shooting over 80%. Congratulations, bud. And before I call up our head coach, Dan, and our assistant coach, Ron, I have a few words to say about our 5th and 6th grade girls basketball team who had an unforgettable season, finishing with an impressive 9-1 record and clinching the Passaic Valley Youth Basketball League Championship this past winter of 2025. With teamwork, dedication, and relentless effort, the girls showcased their skills on both offense and defense, earning them the top spot in the league. Their one loss only fueled their drive to work harder, and they ended the season on a high note, proudly holding the championship trophy as a testament to their hard work and determination. Congratulations, girls. And now, coaches, if you'll join me up here to call out all the girls and present them with the medal.
Before we start, we just want to say thank you to the mayor, the council, and everyone who invited us here. And this is for the girls. This isn't really for us. We just help them play as a team. All the credit goes to you girls. You guys busted your butts this season. You did well. Kayla Finley. Caitlin. Stella Palmieri. Sophia Locanti. Jenna Hazin. Liana Lalick. Amina Spahiu. And Marina Spahiu. Audrina Manzanares.
Breathing tight. Try to get the front over here. I'm going back.
All the parents, thank you for a great season. Our wives too, because Lord knows we feel that. Nothing worse than losing. Congrats.
All right, and this is the part in the show where everyone's welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting. If you're looking to get out of here, perfect time to do so.
Good. Yeah. No, it's just.
Can I have a motion to open the meeting to the public for general matters?
So move.
Moved by Councilman Vanchery, second by Councilwoman Havelitz. This is a voice vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? And this is for agenda items as well. Madam Clerk?
Anyone wishing to address the Township Council may do so through the Council President. It is preferred if you give your name and address for the record. Comments are to be limited to 3 minutes. However, if appropriate, you may be granted additional time in the sole discretion of the Council President. Members of the public who have joined the meeting virtually and desire to provide comment shall raise their virtual hand in the Zoom application. The meeting moderator will cue the members of the public that wish to provide comment, and the Council President will recognize them in order. Members of the public who have joined the meeting by calling in must press *6 to mute and unmute themselves and *9 to raise their hand. Members of the public who have joined the meeting via the Zoom application must click the reactions icon and then the raise hand icon. Once the process is complete, we will return to the regular order of business.
The floor is now open. You could just state your name. You don't need to state your address.
My name is Patul Zaidan. I've been a resident of Little Falls for 45 years, and this is the first time that I'm actually addressing the council. That's how upset I am. My neighborhood has become a street due to an Airbnb that is now, it's listed on Airbnb, and every weekend, and actually today, there's tons of people in the house. We don't know, they're causing a lot of noise. I have a sick husband who goes to kidney dialysis multiple times a week, and he wakes up early. And we're getting woken up at 2:30 in the morning with loud noises, and our once quiet neighborhood is becoming a party street with, cars all, out of state plates, people coming in and out, weddings. I mean, it's a residential area. This is not a commercial area. And I don't know what the rules are for Little Falls with respect to short-term rentals. And I'm requesting that the council consider some kind of ordinance against this type of activity.
For the record, can you state that address?
49 Ridge Avenue.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Does the council members have any questions or comments?
Just had a question.
Councilman Vanchery to the floor.
So is it, they're renting it out as an Airbnb? you
Yes.
said?
Yes,
Okay.
it's
And how often is the turnover with?
it's every weekend, and
We're going to just take it from the podium. You're welcome to come up and speak.
I am representing many people on
Right.
the block, and I can, at the next council meeting, definitely give you signatures from residents that are also upset, and they were not able to, the ones that were, there are some that are here, but a lot of them were not able to make it. So we are all, I am voicing my concerns are mirroring most of the people on the block. So, and it happens every weekend. I can just tell you there was a wedding with loud drums, partying. I could smell the marijuana coming from the backyard. Again, and then the garbage, the garbage situation. I mean, they have, it's an eyesore. The garbage, it piles up in front of the house. And with all the wind we've had recently, I'm picking up garbage. I'm picking up their garbage, and I'm the neighborhood. I'm the person that actually keeps the neighborhood clean because I'm always with the blower, and I like to keep the neighborhood clean. And now it's a big mess. The garbage, I find a lot of garbage now around the street. So anyhow, it was a once quiet neighborhood, and now every weekend it's a party place. And I don't think that's fair to the residents. We're waking up to loud noises and
No, it's certainly not fair.
Yeah.
Currently, the council is under review of a new ordinance to prevent this type of activity in homes, where a council has provided a ordinance to the council for review. We received a draft of that about 4 days ago, and we're reviewing it. We hope to bring that before council for a vote to give the authority to our staff, to the police, to our building department to make sure that people don't abuse the homes, don't overcapacitate the homes. Mayor, I know have the building department has gone out to this site.
That's correct. And I believe there may have been a violation even issued. I know it doesn't necessarily give enough teeth immediately. There's notices and times to cure issues such as this. That's why we have been presented through council a new ordinance for the council to consider, so that we can hopefully have additional teeth and enforcement in prohibiting and preventing things such as this.
Yeah, I guess my question to the council is, do we have an ordinance against short-term rentals? And I thought I heard someone say that there was something that you're not allowed to have rental for less than 6 months. Because when you do get a tenant, I'm an owner of 2 properties. And they're next to this my own primary resident, and I have another resident right next to it. So I maintain them, and when a tenant comes in, you have to have a CO. I mean, this is constant turnover of people that you don't know who's coming into your neighborhood. So that's my concern. All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Yep.
Certainly a
Mayor.
valid concern, and one that we hope to address with more teeth in the very near future.
You're welcome to come up and speak.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jessica. I actually
I'm
live,
sorry, you have to give us last name.
Lopez.
Thank you.
I live next door to the Airbnb, and I'm not complaining about like daytime people in the backyard. You know, there's always going to be people in your backyard enjoying your home, but I'm talking about a Sunday night, 2:30 in the morning, consistently being woken up to bass from the music, cars outside, beeping, honking, hanging out. So I'm really just reiterating what Patul is saying and just letting you know the extent of it, that this is consistent. And we actually know the Airbnb listing, and we check it, and the Airbnb is booked basically until the end of summer now. So, and today we just saw that there's maybe like 15 to 20 younger adults that just booked the Airbnb, and who knows if they're here for spring break. And I mean, we're all working people. I have to be at work 8 a.m. Monday through Friday. Being woken up at 2:30 in the morning on a Sunday is not really ideal. And again, I'm not complaining about someone just having a barbecue on a Saturday during the day. No, this is in the middle of the night, and we need to go to work. So I know you said that there's something in place for the councilman to review and approve, but in the meantime, is there something else that we should be doing when this occurs? Because it's going to keep occurring until something is done.
If you feel like this home is disturbing the peace, you're welcome to call the police. You're welcome to call the building department if the litter is out front, and whatever resources they have to use, they will use.
Okay. All right. So just, I guess, until if something gets approved, for now, we just have to keep contacting the police department.
Well, I can tell you it's going to come before council and something will be approved. We have many rental homes in this town, 2 families, and
I'm
also
in-
multiple families. So the ordinance has to be really vented so that I think what's occurring, and this is my opinion, that this is more of a single family use issue. It seems that it also stems because we're located in a town that has a college. So it seems to be driving some of these issues.
Gotcha. Okay.
Council President, I can confirm that on April 1st, code enforcement issued a court summons to them. The issue is with this process, as everyone's aware, just because you're issued a court summons on April 1st doesn't mean your court date is for several weeks, and then the owner will need to appear. And unfortunately, that's why a new ordinance may be necessary. Sometimes individuals find and feel that paying fines may be worth what the current summons or cost may be, and it may be worthwhile to continue that. That's why having a stronger ordinance on the books, as the council is being urged to consider here and is considering, is one of those things that has become necessary as a result of this and one or two other similar issues in town. So it's certainly something that we're taking serious. We're trying to address. Unfortunately, the oh my goodness, short-term recourse is to call the police anytime you notice a noise violation or something of the sort.
Okay, and I just want to make it clear, we're not abusing this. We don't want to call the police department. But again, a Sunday, 2:30 in the morning consistently, I got to call.
You have every right to,
Sorry.
you have every right to complain about that, as a resident, absolutely. And it's something that, again, if you call the police at that time, they can assist in addressing. We will continue to do everything we can from our perspective to address that. But you have the right to stand there and complain right now, for sure.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Would anyone else like to come up? You're up. We're very easy here. Come on, you can we're very easy. You come up to the podium and tell us.
He wants you to officially do it on record because you're.
You sure? You sure? Is there anyone in the chat that'd like to speak to us this evening? Thank you. Seeing no one else, I'd like to come before us. Can I have a motion to close the public? Moved by Councilwoman Patel and second by Councilman Cherry. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed, motion pass. Mayor, 1, 2, and 3, please.
All right, Councilor. The first is a tax refund resolution. That resolution has to do with a veteran who did not receive his exempt status timely, has paid a couple of quarters worth of taxes, and is entitled to a refund of approximately $3,600 off the top of my head. So that is the first. Again, we see this from time to time as exempt statuses become available to individuals in town. The second is any questions on the first? Pretty self-explanatory. I know we see that from time to time. The second is a resolution allowing the consumption of alcohol products on municipal property. And currently, our ordinances do not permit alcohol to be consumed on municipal properties throughout the entire municipality. From time to time, exceptions or exemptions are asked to be made. This is one from the Montclair,
Library.
through the library
Right.
for the Montclair
Art,
Montclair Art Project that is looking to serve champagne on premises at the library. They are asking for a one-day exemption to be permitted to do so through this council. And by resolution, this council can permit them to do so. This is an event where they're just looking to attract a large number of people who can enjoy themselves looking at the art exhibit while sipping on some champagne. Again, from time to time, these requests are made. I don't think this is one for individuals to stay up till 2:30 a.m. with loud bass throwing a rager in any location. In fact, it'll be in our municipal library where we'll have some additional control. So this is one that I find to be reasonable and the council is being asked to consider. Any questions on item number 2? All right, moving on to item number 3. This is an ordinance that is looking to establish restricted areas in municipal buildings. As this council is familiar, there are some portions of the building that access to the public can and should be restricted because there may be personal and confidential information in areas or areas that are unsafe to the public for storage and other such uses. I do have one recommendation or suggestion in reviewing this ordinance one additional time. And that is one of the sentences under 180-1 restricted area that currently reads, bear with me here as I circled it. And of course, I don't know what I did with my phone.
Outside the basket.
Other side of the basket. Thank you. And I circled it on my phone. And it currently reads, I'm sorry, it's under 180-2. And it currently reads that it indicates how signs should be signed throughout the town where we are looking to prohibit or prevent individuals from having access. And it says any variation of the above, well, I'll read the whole thing. The Township of Little Falls shall be required to post signs outside of offices which read the following, but not limited to the following wording: restricted area, authorized employees only, recording or photography is strictly prohibited, violators are subject to criminal prosecution. Any variation of the above language shall all include violators are subject to criminal prosecution. The concern currently is that there are a number of signs throughout the municipality that read something similar to the above, but don't necessarily also state violators are subject to criminal prosecution. And the concern is that if a sign does not state that, it may not then be a violation of our ordinance. And I'm asking that this council consider language there that reads, the above language may include violators are subject to criminal prosecution. So that in the event that language is absent, it does not obviate the ordinance or a violation of the ordinance if somebody were to access that area.
Council, on that verbiage, May, what's the issue?
Right, so the mayor did make me aware of it. I made a note for the clerk to make that change when the ordinance gets posted, that shall language gets replaced with a may. And also with regard to the first sentence, Mayor, where it talks about imperative or the Township of Little Falls shall be required to post signs. I felt that imperative was probably overbroad. So what we're going to amend that to is Township of Little Falls has the authority to post signs. Once again, just so everyone's aware, and I'm sure that the mayor covered this, that the real point of this is to protect your employees and to provide barriers. We had a very serious issue at one of the other towns I represent with a gentleman that felt it was okay to truly, severely, and dangerously invade the space of a municipal employee as she was coming and going from town hall, that he basically would lie in wait, so to speak, for this municipal employee to come out. And we didn't have signs because, look, this is a porous operation, right? You want the public to come in. It's their building. They're paying the taxes. The employees are getting paid by the taxpayers. You don't want to close out the public. But on the other side, you do have sensitive records. You do have people who have, unfortunately, we saw over the weekend, people who have ill intent. So this is really a means by which you double up with signs and the protections that you already provide to your offices.
Any questions on that? Thank you, Mayor. Have a motion to approve resolutions A through C.
So moved.
Moved by Councilman Vanchery,
Second.
second by Councilwoman Havelitz. This is a roll call. Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
Councilmember Patel?
Yes.
Councilmember Murphy?
Yes.
Councilmember Havletts?
Yes.
Councilmember Vanchery?
Yes.
Council President Scoba.
Yes. Can I have a motion to approve the following correspondence?
So moved.
Moved by Councilman Vanchery, second by Councilman Murphy. This is a roll call. Please call the roll.
Councilmember Patel?
Yes.
Councilmember Murphy?
Yes.
Councilmember Havletts?
Yes.
Councilmember Vanchery?
Yes.
Council President Scoba.
Yes. Madam Clerk, please read ordinance 1515.
Second reading and public hearing of ordinance number 1515, an ordinance entitled, an ordinance of the Township Council of the Township of Little Falls in the County of Passaic, State of New Jersey, to amend Chapter 33 Cannabis of the Code of the Township of Little Falls.
Thank you. The public hearing on ordinance 1515 is now open. Does anyone wish to speak on 1515? Seeing no one to come forward to speak on 1515, the hearing is now closed. Can I have a motion to adopt 1515?
So moved.
Moved by Councilwoman Havelitz,
Second.
second by Councilman Vanchery. Please call the roll to adopt 1515.
Councilmember Patel?
Yes.
Councilmember Murphy?
Yes.
Councilmember Havletts?
Yes.
Councilmember Vanchery?
Yes.
Council President Scoba.
Yes. Madam Clerk, please read ordinance 1516.
Second reading and public hearing of ordinance number 1516, an ordinance entitled, an ordinance of the Township Council of the Township of Little Falls in the County of Passaic, State of New Jersey, to amend Chapter 280 zoning of the Code of the Township of Little Falls.
Thank you. The public hearing on 1516 is now open. Does anyone wish to speak on 1516? Seeing no one come forward to speak on 1516, the public hearing is now closed. Can I have a motion to adopt 1516?
So moved.
Moved by Councilwoman Patel,
Second.
second by Councilman Vanchery. please call the roll for 1516.
Councilmember Patel?
Yes.
Councilmember Murphy?
Yes.
Councilmember Hablitz,
Yes.
Councilmember Vanchery?
Yes.
Council President Scoba.
Yes. All right, Madam Clerk, please read ordinance 1517, and can you read it with the amendments? Is that possible or no? Or no, as amended, I'm sorry. We'll do it as amended, I'm sorry.
Introduction of ordinance number 1517, an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance to Establish a New Chapter in the Code of the Township of Little Falls, Chapter 180, entitled Restricted Areas in the Municipal Building," with a second reading and public hearing scheduled for May 12th, 2025.
Thank you. Have a motion to introduce 1517.
So moved.
Moved by Councilman as amended.
As amended. Yeah.
As amended. As amended, Councilman Murphy, you okay with that? As amended.
Yes.
15,
Yes, I'm good with that.
moved by Councilman Murphy, second by Councilman Vanchery. Roll call on 1517 to introduce.
Councilmember Patel?
Yes.
Councilmember Murphy?
Yes.
Councilmember Hablitz,
Yes.
Councilmember Vanchery?
Yes.
Council President Scoba.
Yes. Councilwoman Patel?
Thank you, Council President. Just a few things. The 2025 Spring Rabies Clinics for dogs and cats is going to take place in Little Falls on Wednesday, April 30th from 5 to 7 p.m. That's going to be at the DPW. The Public Health Committee has been working with Passaic County Hope One van, and essentially they're a mobile outreach program where they have professionals on board to help with mental health questions, resources, things of that nature. So when I get more dates and they're confirmed, I will let everyone know. Our health officer, John Beagle, and his team will be at our next meeting to present the annual health report. And finally, my next Public Health Committee meeting is going to take place on Wednesday, May 14th at 6:30, and that's right here in Town Hall. That's all I have, Council President.
Thank you, Councilwoman Patel. Councilwoman Hablitz?
Thank you, Council President. First, I'd like to say to all of our residents, a blessed Passover and Happy Easter to all of those who celebrate. Some library updates. The Garden Club from the library will have a presentation, A Natural Journey Planting Herbs, on Monday, the 28th at 6:30 p.m. at the library. There also, this Wednesday is a chess club with Mr. Campbell at 3:30 at the library. And as always, you can check out their social media pages and their website for the latest updates. Also, our spring shred event will take place on Saturday, April 26th, right here at Town Hall from 9 to 1 p.m. It is open to Little Falls residents only, and it is a paper and electronics recycling event. So do your spring cleanup and bring it down here to our municipal building. That's all I have.
Thank you. Councilman Vanchery?
Thanks, Council President. First, I do want to acknowledge, last week, a longtime resident, member of the Little Falls Fire Department, Lenny Shark, aka Sharky, passed away. Yesterday was the wake, and today he was laid to rest. I just, want to share my condolences to his wife and his entire family, of course, the members of the fire department. If you knew him, he was such a nice guy, and he will be missed. Some other updates on my end. Just want to say thanks for, the recent autism awareness flag raising that we had at Town Hall. Thanks to my colleagues for being there, as well as the residents that showed up. It's always good when, we're able to have the community come out to raise the flag for Autism Awareness Month. And tonight, thanks, Mayor, for the proclamation. Just a couple other updates. Still working on the details around the May 23rd concert in the park on that Friday night, right before the parade, which takes place the next day on May 24th. That's also coming along. Just working with a lot of the vendors that are going to be involved in both nights, and hopefully by the end of this month, if not early May, I'm going to look to plan some time just to kind of coordinate with fire department, DBW, and Little Falls PD on all the details for both nights. I do want to also mention too, hopefully, I reached out to the LFAC as well as our rec director. This past weekend, unfortunately, the opening day ceremonies and parade were canceled due to the weather for baseball and softball. So hopefully now, since that's not going to be made up, the kids that are in softball and baseball want to be a part of the Memorial Day parade. So hoping to have those kids back in, because typically in the past, they've skipped it since they've had their parade in April. I do want to mention one thing too that's been driving me nuts, as you guys know, for a long time, and that is the bane of our existence, the traffic light on Francisco and Cedar Grove Road. To say it's been a wonderful experience is a lie. Between the poor communications from public service as well as our engineer, we are consistently asking the question over and over again, what is going on? and we don't get concrete updates because neither one of the parties understand how to communicate, especially when you call them or ask them via email. And we've seen a number of accidents, of course, happening lately. Mayor, I was going to ask if you wouldn't mind, because our engineer is not good at communicating. Can we reach out to him this week to ask for an update on timing? Because there's always an excuse of 5 days, 10 days, 15 days. Before you know it, it's been 4.5 months. So it's very upsetting, I think, to a lot of people. And every time there's an accident, I'm not going to lie to you, my phone rings, I get a text message, I get yelled at by people, or someone that's almost got hit. It's very frustrating at the lack of communication from the parties that are involved. And, we see it too with the Stevens Ave parking lot. Again, same situation where it's been over a year, we're waiting for PSE&G to communicate. There has to be a better way, and I'm hoping that this light is addressed, and then maybe afterwards, another conversation is warranted with PSE&G to fix the parking lot on Stevens, because a lot of things are being held up there, and we get complaints about it as well, because it's not finished the way it should be. But I would just encourage you, if you wouldn't mind reaching out to the engineer, because I know we've tried a few times myself, Mr. Patrone, but we're just not getting the communication that we deserve, and it's pretty frustrating. So that's it for me.
Thank you, Councilman Vanchery. Councilman Murphy?
Thank you, Council President. Just want to mirror the words of Councilman Vanchery too for Lenny Shark. Knew him very well, and he was definitely an asset to this township, and just a tremendous guy. And for those that don't know, he was probably one of the most active members down at Singac Fire Company, and one of the regular drivers for Engine 3. And so when there was a call in town, he was on almost every call. So definitely going to be an asset and a person that we're going to miss dearly in the township and in the department as well. Just want to go over some of the details of our last Domestic Violence Awareness Committee meeting. We had a busy meeting because we have a lot coming up. We set a couple dates of events that we'll either be hosting or attending, one of the biggest being for the seniors of Passaic Valley High School on June 5th. We were able to facilitate an event, so I want to thank Principal Voorhis as well as the Passaic County Prosecutor's Office for helping facilitate that. We had a really good turnout last year for the senior class. This year we were able to put it even earlier in the year. So I want to thank them for their help on that. We're looking forward to it. We're also looking to potentially open that up to the public that same day, maybe later in the day. We haven't fully put that forward yet, but I'll let everybody know if we are able to open up to the public. It was a really good presentation, and I think it'd be good for even parents to come at some point. So we're trying to get a date, or if possible, that same day, later that day, open up to the public. So I'll keep everyone posted on that. We also have the parade that we'll be attending, and hopefully some farmers markets. I'll be working with Councilman Vanchery as well as Councilwoman Hablitz to set that up. So a lot of good things coming for the committee this year. That's all I have, Council President. Thank you.
Thank you. May 2nd is going to be our spring fling. The flyer went out, an email blast went out. The contact information is on the flyer. You could contact the rec. It's going to be held at the Civic Center. There will be no alcohol at that event. $20 a non-residents. Councilwoman Patel, I know your committee came up with verbiage for the COVID memorial, and we kind of been on hold with that memorial. But I think the way we should go about that is to try to solicit a few businesses to pay for it and do it as a donation versus the township doing it and going through all the bidding process and et cetera. And maybe what we could do is try to find a few of those businesses that would be willing to do that, find a location, get the okay from the mayor for that location, and then move accordingly.
I can work on that, Council President.
Chief, anything for us tonight?
I'd like to echo the same comments from the council. I knew Shark as a fireman with Shark 30 years ago. I grew up in Singac. He, lived on Van Pelt my whole life. I think he's been there since the 50s, if I'm not mistaken, when the house was built. But the family's great. He was the last, of the 3 to 5 club at the Singac Firehouse. We lost some great men, great volunteers for this community. And it's just a testament really of the heart of the volunteers and how it's so strong in this community. And I just wanted to take the time to recognize not only Lenny, but everybody that really passed before him. It seems like a lot of the old timers are, not sticking around like they used to. And he was a veteran. He was a VFW guy. So that's always important. So I want to, give my condolences to the Shark family.
Thank you, Chief. Can I have a motion to open the meeting to the public for agenda items only?
So moved.
Moved by Councilman Vanchery, second by Councilman Murphy. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Madam Clerk, please.
Anyone wishing to address the Township Council may do so through the Council President. It is preferred if you give your name and address for the record. Comments are to be limited to 3 minutes. However, if appropriate, you may be granted additional time in the sole discretion of the Council President. Members of the public who have joined the meeting virtually and desire to provide comment shall raise their virtual hand in the Zoom application. The meeting moderator will cue the members of the public that wish to provide comment, and the Council President will recognize them in order. Members of the public who have joined the meeting by calling in must press *6 to mute and unmute themselves and *9 to raise their hand. Members of the public who have joined the meeting via the Zoom application must click the reactions icon and then the raise hand icon. Once the process is complete, we will return to the regular order of business.
Thank you. The floor is now open. I see no one in the chat, and I see no one coming before us. Can I have a motion to close the public?
So
Moved by Councilwoman Hablitz, second by Councilman Vanchery. All those in favor? All those opposed? I want to thank Melissa for helping set up for the insurance meeting this evening, for getting the food and getting us organized. Thank you to our Madam Clerk and to Vince for helping me put this meeting together. Can I have a motion to close? Moved by Councilman Vanchery,
second.
second by Councilman Vattel. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? This meeting is now closed.